Golden State Warriors News Today channel. Take the opportunity to leave that like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go to today's news.
What if the collapse of a dynasty didn't come with fireworks, but with silence, tension, and painful repetitions? On the night the Minnesota Timberwolves dominated the Golden State Warriors 117-93, the scoreboard was just a reflection of something much bigger, the final warning sign of a team on the brink of inevitable change. In Minneapolis, the atmosphere was one of contained electricity. But it was in the second quarter that the exposed wire finally sparked. Draymond Green, long known for his fiery temper, struck Naz Reid in the face with his arm. The result? A technical foul, his fifth in these playoffs alone. But more than that, it was the trigger for an old debate that's coming back strong. How far can intensity go before it becomes a structural problem? On social media, the impact was immediate. Heated comments, harsh criticism, and a question that keeps echoing. Can the Warriors still live with this Draymond Green? Number 23 was the defensive soul of the team, the emotional engine behind championships and glory. But now, with every unnecessary foul, he seems more like a symbol of an era refusing to end than a solution for the future. And as if the emotional storm wasn't enough, another bombshell hit San Francisco. Stephen Curry is out. The star, injured in Game 1, was diagnosed with a grade 1 strain in his hamstring. It may sound minor, but it's not. In a candid interview, Curry revealed that his return timeline is undefined. He's not even doing stationary shooting. In other words, the leader won't be back anytime soon. Without Curry, the structure shakes. Klay Thompson, who has already experienced highs and lows in the playoffs, now carries the burden of leading the offense. Jordan Poole, inconsistent, needs to stop being a promise and become a reality. And Draymond? He can no longer just be a spark. He needs to be the wire that keeps this team together. In the game, the effects were immediate. Minnesota opened with a 13-0 run before the Warriors even scored. Jimmy Butler tried to respond. Julius Randle asserted his presence, and Anthony Edwards, even injured, returned to the court as if nothing had happened. The third quarter gave a breath of hope with a 19-9 run that cut the deficit. But that was it. The Avalanche returned, and the Timberwolves closed the casket with authority. What remains for the Warriors now is more than trying to win Game 2. It's a fight for identity, for the last spark of a team that was once feared by all, for the chance to prove there's still life after the Curry era, and that it doesn't have to end in collapse. Comment below. Is Draymond still a solution or the biggest sign this dynasty needs to reinvent itself? And without Curry, do the Warriors have any real shot against the Wolves? If you love the NBA's behind the scenes, the dilemmas the stats don't show, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Here on Warriors News Fan Update, we go beyond the box score, because sometimes the real story is between the lines. But the real issue isn't just the scoreboard or the injuries. It's the posture. What we saw in Minneapolis was an unrecognizable Golden State, a scattered, slow team that seemed more concerned with surviving than competing. And when a team loses its identity, the opponent smells blood. Anthony Edwards didn't forgive. Even after an ankle sprain that sent him to the locker room, he returned like a true leader. He scored crucial points, fired up the crowd, and did what's expected from a rising star, took over the game. Alongside Julius Randle, who exploited every weakness in the Warriors' defense, the Timberwolves turned the second half into a showcase of physical dominance and mental control. Meanwhile, the Warriors' bench came in with the game practically decided. All that remained were lost glances, silence among players, and a coaching staff that, for the first time in a long time, seemed out of answers. Curry's absence is a blow, but the biggest problem might lie with those who should react and aren't reacting. Draymond Green might be the heart of the team, but when that heart beats off rhythm, the whole body suffers. His actions, once energizing, now seem draining. Worse, they inspire insecurity. If the emotional leader is out of balance, how do you keep a locker room united? And so comes an uncomfortable yet inevitable question. Has the cycle closed? Are we witnessing, in real time, the final chapter of the Warriors dynasty? A dynasty that revolutionized basketball, enchanted the world with impossible shots and tactical genius. But now, without its maestro and with its core fractured, it seems unable to dictate the pace anymore. Game 2 will be more than a basketball match. It will be a test of character, of rebuilding, and maybe a farewell. The San Francisco franchise can't keep living in past memories. The present demands hard decisions, courage, and above all, a new vision for the future. At Warriors News Fan Update, we'll keep following every detail of this series, every behind-the-scenes moment, every step of Curry's recovery, every sideline decision from Steve Kerr. Because, as you know, this isn't just about winning or losing. It's about legacy. Leave your comment below. Do you think the Warriors should keep this core, or is it time to finally turn the page? And remember, if you enjoyed deeper analysis with emotion, criticism, and authenticity, subscribe now to the channel, turn on notifications, and come with us to the end of this story, whatever it may be. And now, speaking as a fan, it hurts to see this. It hurts to see a team I learned to love for its intelligence, unity, and courage to break the traditional game lose itself like this. It's not just about Draymond, although he's a clear reflection of the confusion the team is living. It's about the weight of an era that gave everything it could and now resists accepting that maybe it's time for change. Draymond was essential. Without him, there wouldn't have been a title in 2015. Without him, the historic 2017 defense would never have existed. But in 2025, he's no longer the same player. And more worrisome, he no longer seems to be the same leader. Curry's absence just exposes that further. When Steph is on the court, he organizes chaos. He calms, he guides. Even in the worst moments, his presence is a promise of hope. But without him, the team seems to walk in the dark. Klay tries, Poole is still a mystery, and the bench looks harmless. And that's why Game 2 is so decisive. Because it's not just about tying the series. It's about showing that this roster still has a soul, still has pride, still has something to say. Because if it doesn't, maybe the time for rebuilding has really come. And as a fan, as painful as it is, we need to have the courage to accept that too. I don't want this to be the trio's last dance. But if it is, let it be with dignity. Let it be with fire in their eyes, not with slumped shoulders. So yes, I believe they can still bounce back. But it has to be now. There's no more room for mistakes, excuses, or ego-driven explosions. The Warriors' legacy doesn't deserve to end like this. And as a fan, I still want to believe they know that. Comment below what you're feeling watching all this. Do you think there's still time to turn things around? Or has the time come to start from scratch? And if you want to follow this final chapter, or maybe a new beginning, hit that like button, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Update, and turn on the bell. Because now it's not just about the game. It's about who we'll become after the story. Looking ahead, Game 2 in San Francisco will be a turning point. Chase Center will be packed, pulsing with hope, but also surrounded by doubt. Without Curry, the team will need more than talent. It will need identity. And that identity is in check. It's time for Klay Thompson to remember who he was, the man of historic explosions, 60 points with 11 dribbles, the Game 6 hero. It's time for Jordan Poole to stop oscillating and prove he can lead. It's time for Draymond to be the brain, not the impulse. But the question remains, can they beat Minnesota without Curry? The honest answer, yes. But it will require perfection. The Timberwolves are soaring. Anthony Edwards plays like a veteran chasing legacy. Julius Randle is hungry. And defensively, they're suffocating. So the Warriors can't afford wasted possessions, missed rotations, or let emotion cloud their focus. They need to play with their heads and their hearts. If they win Game 2, they're back in the series. If they lose, the mountain becomes nearly insurmountable. And more than that, management starts thinking about what comes next. Because let's be honest, Golden State's future stands at a crossroads. Keep the core. Bet on youth. Trade pieces. Think beyond Curry. These are questions no one wanted to ask, but now they're unavoidable. So here's my message as a fan and part of the Warriors News Fan Update community. Game 2 is more than a chance to tie. It's the chance to prove this team still breathes, still fights, still believes. And you, fan, do you believe? Comment below if you think the Warriors can still turn the series around. And don't forget, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because whatever the outcome, we'll be together until the final second. Because this isn't just basketball. It's faith. It's history. It's Golden State.